In case you haven't noticed, let me put you on. Relatively recently, young boys have taken to wearing ski masks as the latest fashion trend in inner cities all over the country. Everywhere you go, you see young boys with ski masks on. What's going on with that? Should ski masks be illegal? Actually, I need to clarify. When I said kids in inner cities all over the country are wearing ski masks, I'm not absolutely sure about that. To be accurate and to stick to what I know, in Philly, everywhere you go, you see young boys with black ski masks on. I'm not sure if they get down like that in New York or Baltimore, which is in close proximity to Philly, but I'm guessing they do. But for the sake of this video, I'll focus on young boys in Philly. And there's a reason why I'm focusing on the young boys in Philly, and we'll get to that shortly. The world was hit with the pandemic in 2020. We all had to go on lockdown for a few months. To go out, it was recommended that we wear face masks and stay socially distant from each other to reduce the risk of spreading the deadly COVID-19 virus. Some people wore regular surgical masks, others had that plastic face shield, some people just wore bandanas. Young boys in Philly opted to wear the full head covering ski masks. They were all acceptable forms of face covering, so it wasn't a big deal for the young boys to wear the ski mask. While it was optional on the street, in public, you were mandated to wear the mask in certain places like schools and some government agencies. While you had some people who wore the mask and had no problem with it, you had others who refused to comply, and it became a political statement to wear a mask or not wear a mask. The pandemic is pretty much under control now, but the problem is that everyone has taken off their masks except for the young boys. Everyone understood the mask during the pandemic as what the young boys chose to wear as face covering, but that's over now. Some people say the ski masks are intimidating and used too often for crimes, namely murder. The young boys say it's fashion. Let's talk about it. As far as I know, the fashion trend came compliments of a rapper by the name of Shiesty from Memphis. I checked out a few of Mr. Shiesty's videos, and as I suspected, he's into glorifying guns and gangster life. He's flashing money at the camera, and there's innumerous gun and murder references throughout each song. He's known for wearing the full head covering ski mask with the oval circle cut out for the eyes. The kids actually call the mask a Shiesty after this rapper. Shiesty also has a criminal record involving several shootings and is currently serving 5 years for at least one of those. So here we go again. Kids following the lead of a serial shooter and a criminal who happens to make music. Another bad boy gangster allowed to influence our youth, and we just letting it happen. His influence was so strong that he got young boys running around in 80-degree heat with a hot-ass mask on talking about his fashion. It may be, but it's just another fad from the uniform of the criminal, like sagging jeans and neck tattoos came from jail culture. This is who they choose from to pattern their fashion after. This is what they entertain themselves with. Shiesty, a nigga in jail for probably shooting another black man. It's another example of the power and influence of music and culture. But instead of a freedom fighter or a philosopher or a revolutionary to influence us positively, we get Shiesty giving us the blueprint on how to terrorize our community and go to jail. While some young boys claim it's just a harmless fashion statement, hundreds of others have used that same type of mask to commit over 500 murders 2 years in a row in Philadelphia. Sometimes on the news, they'll show footage of a murder caught on Ring doorbell camera or some other security camera. And it's a young boy or several young boys jumping out of a car, guns blazing, shooting up the city block. All of them got on ski masks. No regard for kids playing in the area or innocent bystanders or people that gotta live on that block. They just shooting crazy because their identity is concealed and they don't care. To help combat this situation, City Council in Philadelphia has passed a bill making it illegal for young boys to walk around with the Shiesty on. The bill proposes that people caught near schools and rec centers with the mask on face a $200 fine, while those caught in the act of a crime with the mask on face a $2,000 fine. The bill was approved by an overwhelming number of City Council members and is now on its way to the mayor's desk for review and signing into law. So it looks like this is about to be a reality in the city of Philadelphia. During the hearing, opposers of the bill had the opportunity to state their opposition and why they opposed the bill. Some young black dude got up there talking about he don't intend on taking his mask off. It's his right for free expression to wear the mask. It's fashion. It's comfortable. It's going to cause more police harassment of black youth, etc. I strongly disagree. I wanted to ask him why he wants to fight for this so bad. Is it that important that he be able to hide his face in public? I would offer that it's not a free expression if you're just copying the style of a drill rapper who's in jail. They're following the lead of Pooh Shiesty, and then they follow each other. That's how fads start and keep rolling. The simple fact that this nigga Pooh Shiesty started the ski mask fad, and he's a known criminal and now an inmate, and the music he makes glorifies all kinds of criminal activity. In my head, 1 + 1 = 2. It's simple math. The ski mask has a negative connotation when you see someone wearing it, and rightfully so. If Pooh Shiesty was a Christian rapper and he claimed the ski mask represented the cloak of God or something like that, he would have a better argument. But that's not the case. If it was a fashion statement, it's been appropriated or taken over by the criminals who commit the worst crime there is. So don't blame society and city council for banning ski masks. Blame your peers and those who choose to use the shiesty as a cover. They messed it up for y'all, but it was messed up from the start because it was popularized by a drill rapping crook. Young bulls, you got enough to get harassed for and stopped for by the cops. Don't give them another reason. Listen to your old head. I understand being young and having your own fashion and your own era. I remember when we was rocking New Yorker fat shoelaces in the 80s. My pop hated them because essentially we didn't tie our sneakers. It was a harmless fad that didn't scare anyone, it just annoyed him a little bit. It didn't draw the attention of the law. Now, on the other hand, I remember being a young bull in my late teens, early 20s. If we rode in a car with more than 3 people with baseball hats on, you increase the chances of getting pulled over by the cops. It's crazy, right? At one point, when me and my squad rolled out, we ain't riding with too many people in the car, and even though we might not take our hats off in the car, we understood that it drew attention to ourselves if we didn't. Young bulls, if you can avoid police interaction, do that. Also, young bulls, you have to admit that the ski mask has been used during criminal activity probably since it was invented. It's not new, and it always meant some crime was about to take place when you see a man in a ski mask and it's not snowing. Until now. You can't just turn that into a fashion statement and think everybody is just going to accept it and be cool with it. You got to understand that people who don't know nothing about Pooh Shiesty or understand the fashion or trendiness of the shiesty, how they feel when they see you walking in the store with this mask on. Not only is it naive for young bulls to think it's only a mask and it's just fashion while we making a big deal about it, I think it's cowardly. What you hiding your face for? You bashful or something? I thought the young dude who opposed the bill in city council sounded stupid when he said the law will only cause more cops to stop young black males and they'll get unwanted attention. Well, yeah. If you're dressed exactly like the suspects in the last 25 shootings, what the hell makes you think they're not going to look at you? 90 degrees in the middle of summer and you got a ski mask on. See, we always talking about stopping gun violence in the black community, but when you start talking about taking action other than marching and candlelight vigilant, you get pushback from the same people you're trying to save. They call them bodegas in New York, but in Philly we call them poppy stores. A lot of poppy stores already got signs right on the front door. Soon as you walk in, no ski mask. So the law will just spread that same idea to rec centers, schools, and where crime is committed. I tell you right now, if you see me with a shiesty on, I'm probably about to do something wild, something foul. I mean, that's what the ski mask is for, right? Pooh Shiesty taught us that. I'm not dumb enough to think it's just fashion though. If I get stopped by the cops with the mask on, I probably deserved it.